Podcast, episode 44. What's going on, people? Myself, Samuel Law. Today I got Tabs with me. What you saying, bro?
I'm good, Samo.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I got Skuff. What you saying, bro?
I'm cool, yeah, you know.
Yeah. As always, we'll get straight into it. But actually, first off, I'd like to thank the listeners, first-time listeners, regular listeners. Subscribe to TeamTalkTV on YouTube. Follow us on the socials. Spotify, we're on Spotify now, so follow us. So yeah, we'll go straight into the game. The first time Chelsea visit, what is this? Is it still called White Hart Lane?
Yeah, still White Hart Lane.
Okay, so first time Chelsea visit White Hart Lane. Lampard versus Mourinho, student versus teacher, and Lampard's done him twice now.
Yeah, I think Chelsea really played well today. Tottenham were not ready. Chelsea actually played from the back to the front. You could see that they were more organised of the two teams, and they were, I wouldn't say level-headed, from the few last performances.
I think Rudiger, check if this is Rudiger's first game back, because I know Rudiger he restored some sort of organisation.
No, he played. I think he played in Europe, innit?
Okay.
No, he played in Champions League.
Yeah, but he is a bonus to have him back, especially for this Christmas period. But yeah, Chelsea 2-0 winners against Spurs. We'll talk about the talking points. What came first? The penalty? Was that a penalty, Tabs?
Yeah, it was a penalty. I don't know what the keeper was doing. It's easy. It's literally just go out, catch the ball, and that's it. But he's just dived into the player, and you can see Alonso is actually not even. But
wouldn't you say he ran into the keeper as well? Or
no. At that time, he was slowing down and he wasn't interested at all. Then he's just seen the keeper just come flying into him. So it was literally like WWF. Even Gary Neville said it. He's just, I don't know what he was thinking, because all you have to do is just go to the ball, catch the ball, and you play it out. Because Sanchez had his head in his hands, all because of what had happened.
And the red card as well. Son, did he lash out? I know he lashed out, but is it enough to send him off the scuff?
Definitely, man. It's like, if it ain't football related, where I don't know, they probably just knocked into each other. Then cool, he was on the floor, and then he decided to obviously kick him in his chest. That was uncalled for.
That's his second red now.
But that one.
The first one at Everton, that wasn't even him.
What, did that get rescinded? I'm saying.
That got rescinded.
Oh, but okay, cool.
Yeah, it got rescinded, but it was still through. The tackle he made was through frustration at the same time, but he probably would have got a yellow for that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But I think because of the result of the tackle was why they gave him a red. But yeah, it's frustration, man.
But even last season, he got a red card towards the end of the season. Yeah, because he missed the first few matches of this season.
So what? Is Son a thug then? Is he moving like a thug, or what's going on? Son, you don't really associate him with that kind of getting reds like that. But
he's getting them. He's getting them. So
he's competitive though, isn't he? He wants to win.
No, that's violence, bro. I don't know what he's thinking in his head. Even last season, who was it against? Was it? It was what?
I'm sure it was the last game of the season, or one of the last two. He definitely, and it was
uncalled for as well.
And it was uncalled. And to think they was obviously trying to get in for the. Actually, was they already in the Champions League at the time, or was they trying to get in?
I think they was in already.
No, it wasn't.
No, because obviously they were resting players anyway for the final. They was in the final.
Yeah, but so would they start Sunday?
Why? If you got a red, you got a red. I don't know what to say. If you got a red, you got a red. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, going into this game, obviously as a United fan, I wanted a draw. I thought a draw would help us because the two teams kind of above us or around us are playing each other. But I didn't expect Chelsea to come out and do that. Today I was very impressed with Lampard. What do you say?
Yeah, I think it was well organised. What can I say about Chelsea? They've just had 5 games where they've absolutely been rubbish, and they've lost games where they should have been winning, and they've lost momentum. But this is something that they should have been doing in the last games, and to come back like this, it just shows that we as much as they're not expected to be where they are, they actually deserve it because they are playing good football, and today showed again.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about Spurs though. Scuff, first of all, where do you sit on the whole Mourinho? When he first came into Tottenham, how did you feel as an Arsenal fan? Were you worried that okay, a serial winner's coming to Spurs, or were you thinking more along the lines of a guy who's past it is coming to Spurs?
Well, I could say he was kind of past it, but he would have done enough for Spurs, if that makes sense. Well, like in regards to what he's used to, innit? Because of course, like, I think what definitely brought him there was the purse, because he's seen, like, is it 15 mil or something a year for a contract or whatever? But either way, I felt like he would have done them more of a favour than not. Do you get what I'm saying? Because he's a big name, come through, get the morale going. But it seems like it's hit and miss in the Prem at the moment. And it's kind of questionable, but I guess he probably might do a better job in Europe, I think. But I would like to have thought that he would do a bit better than what he is now in the Prem. So
they've lost against the two top clubs.
What's that?
Like, they've lost against the two, like, traditionally top clubs. So Chelsea and Man United. Chelsea, like, Mourinho's lost against them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, like, the games that he's won, his defense has been leaking. Like, West Ham first match, 3-2. Like, last few minutes it was shaky. Then you went to, who was the next match? Was it at White Hart Lane? I forgot who it was, but
Yeah, our moderator's not here, so we can't even be checking on this. You lot should be checking it though. But
yeah, and they scored 3 and conceded 2 again.
Bournemouth.
Yeah, Bournemouth. Yeah, so 3 conceded 2, and then they went on to play like the
Olympiacos, his first game in Champions League.
Yeah.
They came from, was it 2-0 down or 1-0 down? Or,
where the boy done his bit, like that one again, leaking goals. So until they fix that, of which, because they've been winning, no one's looked at how they're leaking goals and why it's going to be a problem. But against the two teams, like the big teams, where they've actually had like to go out and have pressure, they've actually flopped.
I'm gonna say something though, yeah. And I said it to shout out Ranty, Tottenham fan. I said it a couple of weeks back as well, while they were winning. So it's not even thinking like I'm saying it now. But Mourinho is gonna come in, yeah, and it's either gonna kind of credit Poch in terms of he is gonna show the proper level of Spurs. Now, don't take that as a diss, yeah. What I mean is, for me, guys like Trippier over the years, you know, the Davies, certain players that I just didn't kind of rate like that, Poch got the best out of them. And he actually had that Spurs team challenging, yeah, if not challenging, but thereabouts, yeah. And it's like, now that obviously even towards the end of his managerial career at Spurs, it kind of slowed down again, and it's, you know, things started unraveling. But Jose can come in and either add to the team and make the team better, or he can actually expose that, boy, Poch was basically getting the best out of these guys. What do you think?
But then Poch went a whole season without signing players and got them to Champions League.
That's my point, though. That's my point.
So
they have the quality, but
yeah, but you have to look at a team like, okay, you've gone a whole year, didn't sign players the next season, and then you expect to get the same results. Whereas teams around you are improving every time, getting one player in, getting two players, changing this and that. And Tottenham, they just didn't want to go in the bag and spend on players. This year they've got Ndombele, and they've got someone
Lo Celso,
but he was injured, wasn't he? So he's only come in now, and with that, it's also exposing the depth of the team, because you're relying on people like Harry Winks. Like, Winks is a good player, but is he the guy to take you to the next
Mourinho
level?
hasn't been playing him, you know.
Yeah.
He's gotten more for the, you know, Mourinho, that's the physical players. He brought Dyer back in out of nowhere.
But then he took him off after 29 minutes.
Took him off today again for Eriksen.
So there you go. That is the kind of player. He's not going to be Mourinho.
I think what I'm getting at is, has Mourinho come in? Because I know at the start Mourinho was saying, you know, I've always liked these kind of players. He's tried to sign a lot of these players when he was at United in the Alderweireld and that, yeah. But is it a thing where now he's clocking that, right, the level was not what I kind of thought it was, like.
Yeah, but Alderweireld has just got a new contract
True.
extension, so it might be a case of even like the Eriksen situation where it's like, okay, you're coming to the end of your contract. What do we do with you? Do we give you an extension, or do we let you go for free? So Alderweireld is another player that maybe might be on his way out, but with Mourinho, you never know, because he's gonna want money to buy players.
And is Jose going to get back to the January transfer window?
I'd like to think so, because you wouldn't bring him just to kind of do all the plays you've got. You might not probably get as much as he would want, but then again, I feel like that's a conversation they had before they decide to join the club, right? So I feel like he probably will be backed with funds, but maybe at the expense of people going.
So we spoke about that off air, you and I, and we said Ericsson. You said his contract's ending in the summer, yeah?
Yeah, summer, yeah.
So is he gonna leave in January? Because I think he's free to talk to teams now in January. And if he goes in the summer, he goes in the free. So what do you see?
I feel like if he goes United, then they'll leave it until the end of the season and let him go for free because, like you said before, that it's gonna get in the way of them getting top 4. But if
You
it's
don't want to strengthen your rivals.
you won't want to strengthen the rivals. But if he was to go to leave Europe, then maybe there might be a bit of money in the purse.
But wait, we spoke about this as well. Real Madrid haven't come in for him, which is I think that's what him and his agent thought was gonna happen. So where does this leave him though?
But is it? Well, to be honest, there's many options because I feel like Ericsson ain't a bad player. His morale's just not there at the moment. But I feel like he could go into quite a lot of teams and spice up the football again, which I personally think United could do with him, especially if they're able to get him on a free. Especially because considering they ain't got no attacking mid that will do the job, I don't think. So, I don't know. I feel like if he was to leave in January, it's more for obviously money purposes, but it'll be the end of the season if he stays in England.
But he's got like he's one of them players. Like right now, he's playing at his basic. Like he's not giving everything. You can tell. Like he's literally just going through the motions because he has to play as a professional footballer. But I think if he goes to another team, he can bring some stuff into the game. Because when he came on today, like you could see, like he was like taking the ball first time straight forward into the first man, but it just wasn't working for Spurs today. So like he still got it.
Would you want him at United, Tabs?
On a free, yeah. I'll take him on a free. Because if to buy him, Spurs are gonna put a big tab on him. Like
Knowing that his contract's running down. Nah, they can't. How can they put a big tab on him? That would be silly.
What would be the max though? Like what in this market? 20 mil?
20 mil.
20 mil? I feel like, well, obviously I'm not a United fan, but I think it'll make sense.
Yeah.
like he will run it down. He doesn't care. Like you can tell he's just going through the motions. Like he can run down his contract and go for free. He takes on the signing on fee.
But will United need him though? A player like that.
We need a creative player. Like you can see it. Like so I'll take him.
Yeah, we'll get into the United game now. Watford, 20th in the league. Haven't won a game at home all season. Haven't kept a clean sheet. Trust United to come into town and change that. Man United go there, lose 2-0. I'll say 2 errors, 2 individual errors. David De Gea, uncharacteristically, the ball slipping through his hands. 1-0. And then also Wan-Bissaka penalty, 2-0. 4 minutes later. So basically a minute of a 5-minute madness and, United are 2-0 down. Lingard had a chance early in the game, fluffed his chances, but people are going to talk about Oli now. I'm sure, tomorrow morning when I wake up, I'm going to see the fan channel and they'll be saying Oli this and Oli that. What do you think, Tabs?
But like 2-0 against Watford, like I just don't see anything changing. Like it's the same thing. We played a team that was on the cards. We should have beat them. Yeah, that's another.
However, I'm genuinely saying this live. In the midweek, I was worried about this game. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was saying I don't think it's gonna be an easy game, and that just shows the inconsistency of United. I actually said to myself, going away now to Watford, they got the new manager, the new bounce, whatever. Trust us to make this game more difficult than it should be.
But they had the same manager last week.
No, but I'm saying they've had a new manager recently. This is their third manager this season.
Yeah, but he was in last week against when they played
Liverpool, and they played well, that's what I'm saying. I was worried. If you watched that game against Liverpool last week, Liverpool were fortunate to come away with 2-0 winners.
Yeah, yeah. That's when who scored? It was Salah twice, yeah. But I think basically we are just not capable of beating these teams because we do not have creativity to get in front. We can't where we're playing with a defense that's sitting at the back. We don't have our strikers haven't got that space to run onto the balls as we're doing against the big teams because that's where we're scoring goals when we're on the back foot. But against a team where we've got most possession, we're not doing it.
Yeah, so the stat that I saw today was that in the last 17 games, United have only won one game where they've had more possession. which is such an indication that United just cannot break teams down right now.
So, but in other words, United are only good as underdogs. It's that simple. Because all the teams that they play, where you think they're gonna lose, that's when they win. Do you get it? All the top teams in the Prem, they ain't lost to any of them yet. Like even if you go back to like last season, like pretty much beating all the teams that you didn't think they was gonna beat. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it makes you wonder. It's like they're treating all the other teams like minors, but they end up kind of doing them dirty. But when it comes down to them actually having to play, when it comes against like teams that are,
but is it that simple though? Is it a thing where they're looking at the opposition like, nah, man, these lot are not serious, or is it a thing where, like what Tab said, the teams are just hard to break down? We don't have the quality.
Well, I feel like if you ain't got the quality, you should be. If you ain't got the quality, how are you beating these other teams though? This is what I got a question. Because if you got it in you to beat Man City, how many teams beat Man City at home? You got to think about it. It's like not even Liverpool done it last season. So I think was it West Ham? I think they were just doing count. I mean, not West Ham, Wolves.
Yeah, but like Tab said, when there is a lot of space to run into, and teams have come out and played us, you know, if Watford came out to play us today and tried to play front foot football, we probably would have won. So it's not a thing where the players are looking at the opposition like, yeah, we can beat this team. I think is when teams come out and play, it's easier, it benefits us. So basically, United have to score early. So if Lingard scores that goal, Watford have to come out, it probably ends 2-0, 3-0, 3-1. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Lingard doesn't score, the game goes on, 0-0, 0-0. Then we just start coming in a bit disillusioned with, okay, we're not breaking them down. And then boom, a mistake or a lapse in concentration, and then that's it, we're behind. And that's what we've been facing all season, Tabs.
Yeah, it's been all season like that. And I'm just bored of talking about it because I know if we're playing these teams who are at the bottom, it's just going to be the same thing.
Because basically, United's got Newcastle next on Thursday.
Yeah, Newcastle beat us
at home.
And that's where it started. I saw it, the Newcastle game. Like, we could not break them down. Like, we'll play sideways football. We'll do everything. And even if you look today, I think we had about 7 shots on target, but we only started getting the shots on target later on in the game.
And what do you think the contrast was? What do you think brought that on?
Like Pogba coming on.
So let's talk about it. Paul Pogba came on today. I was surprised to see him on the bench today. I didn't know he was back because in the press conference, Ollie didn't mention anything about Pogba being played today. But he's come off the bench and he's shown quality instantly.
Yeah, and he wasn't even doing much. Like he was just being Pogba, just playing football, and you can see the difference between Lingard and him. Lingard, yeah, he's a worker. He's a hard worker against teams like Man City because he also uses his passion into that. But against these smaller teams, like he had a one-on-one where it was much easier for him just to try and hit the target.
Why did he do that, knowing that today's 1 year since he scored in the Premier League? Why would you try that?
I think it's overconfidence.
Maybe he thinks
Overconfidence from where?
I just think he's probably complacent, isn't it?
Complacent from where, guys? Make this make sense. Lingard, how can you be complacent if you haven't scored in a year?
No, I hear what you're saying, but then again, if he gets dropped, who are they going to put on for him?
Bro, Pogba's on the bench. He knows Pogba's on the bench. You want to score that.
So basically, when he comes back, Solskjaer's definitely going to put him in the number 10 role. Because I always saw Pogba as the creative midfielder and playing alongside the DM.
That's my fear. I don't want Pogba because United play a 4-2-3-1, yeah. I don't want Ollie to bring Pogba back in and take either Fred or McTominay out. I don't agree with that.
Well, you don't agree with it, but how does Solskjaer do it though?
That's what I'm saying. Because before Pogba got injured, he was playing in a 2. I don't think Pogba should be playing in a 2, especially now we can identify we don't have a number 10. We've tried Pereira there, Lingard, Mata, doesn't work. Just go to a flat 4-3-3. Let Pogba have the free roll. Do you know what I'm saying? Similar to when De Bruyne played Arsenal early in the week or last week. You saw how it was a free in the midfield, but he just had the license to roam and arrive in the box late. Pogba should have that. Do you know what I'm saying? It's obvious we don't have a number 10.
Yeah, we don't have a number 10. Like Pogba is the quality. He's got more quality than anyone else in that squad. Like midfielders.
But what do you think about what his agent came out to say this week? So obviously, Mino Raiola came out this week to say Pogba's happy. He wants to stay here. He would love to stay here. You know, which is a change completely to what they've been saying. However, we just don't know what the plan is at United. We don't know what the strategy is. So it was kind of a double-edged thing. It's almost like they were moonwalking, reversing like, boy, Real Madrid haven't really come in for the offer. They haven't come in for Pogba yet. This could be embarrassing if they don't come in and we say we want to leave. So what was? I don't know how you interpret.
I think it's just the agent saying, you know what, let's just play our cards, because he knows that Real Madrid will want him. He wants to go Real Madrid. He's said it before. We know that he wants to do that. But now it's been quiet. Pogba hasn't been playing for a while. Like, everyone's talking about his attitude, that he's not been injured. He's been faking it. That's what they're saying. So now they're thinking strategy. What do we do to get this back on track? Let's say we want to stay at Man United, and then gives the onus on to the next team who want to buy him. Now, do you really want him? Because we've just said we want to stay here. So now, how much are you going to put up?
So do you think Ollie's playing it? Because even Ollie, in the press conference before the game, they asked him and he said Pogba's absolutely not leaving in January. He didn't say in the summer, but he said he's not leaving. Could that also mean, like, if he turned around to say, yeah, you know what, Pogba is probably going to leave, that puts the price tag down straight away, because that means teams are going to think, okay, it's not really rosy over there. But he said that he's not leaving, which means any team that wants him.
But I feel like he could just audition for the next 6 months. Like, prove your worth. Your contract's only gonna go down. You're gonna end up, like, what's the name, getting bought for less. Do you know what I mean? And then just end up leaving. And I feel like that just kind of paves the way for Eriksen to just come in and then just use him. That's what I.
No, but the price tag that United have put on him is 150 mil. That's nearly
now.
double what they're.
But that's now.
Yeah, his contract's not running up, so.
No, but it's only running down. So he's only gonna cost less.
No, but it's not running. It's not like it's running down for next week. Like, he's got years still on his. I think he's got 4 left off.
Nah, he can't afford. Check it. Someone check it.
Did he not renew his contract?
We'll check that. But I think what I'm saying is that, like, how Raul come out. Is it a bluff? Is it genuine? What?
I feel like he's just saying that, from understanding what you said there, that okay, he's happy to play, but teams be prepared to pay for him if he obviously does a good job in between now and the end of the summer and end of the season. That's what I personally think. So he's kind of putting him out there, but he's not, if that makes sense. So we'll see what happens there. But I personally feel like in between now to June or July.
So June 2021, saying that his contract's ending.
June 2020.
2021, yeah.
So that's 2 years.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, so wait, what? It can't.
So basically, he's got 2 more seasons. That's what they're saying.
There you go.
End of next season.
So you mean to tell me that? Come on, man. Listen. So
end of next season, basically.
So that basically means between January till June. If he does what he has to do, 2 years left, he'll go for a decent price. Because if he stays a season after that, it gets to the 18-month mark. Then when it gets to 18 months, the ball's in his court, and then he does what the hell he wants. So I feel like if United are gonna get rid of him, it's either this January or by the end of the season he has to go. If not, he's going to have it in his hands.
Thought about it as in the way off. They want to make Pogba like the highest paid player. So you heard what his agent said about we want to see what you're going to do as a club, because the football club is not being run as a football club. It's being run as a business, like the American way. So what are you going to do as a club to move forward? And in a way saying, I want you to build a team around Pogba. But then by building a team around Pogba, he wants them, like United, to sign players but make sure that Pogba will be the highest paid player. Because if his contract is running down, they will negotiate it that any player who comes in, Pogba has to be the highest paid player. So they still got that option to play. So whichever way, they're winning, because now they're saying, my player is calm, he's good, he's happy. But now, what are you going to do to keep him happy?
I'm telling you, the ball's in his court. I think the ball's going to be in his court.
So what do you do for Ollie then? Because you've got a player is obviously the best player there, but you're in 2 minds of whether he wants to be there or not. Do you cash in, or do you try to build a team around him?
I'll just cash in. It's just that simple, man. I feel like he is the best.
You're ruthless, Scuff. I've clocked this. Even with the whole Aubameyang one, we'll talk about that. We'll get to that. But yeah,
I see it as selling, because in the past year and a bit, it's not been rosy at all. It's not been rosy at all. Like, fans have got onto Pogba, even though he was your top goal scorer, top assist, whatever it was. And now it's a thing of no. I hear what you're saying, but still, it's not. They don't look at him in a positive light.
I heard he got booed when he came on. Like those sections of.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he don't get as much love as is like promoted in my eyes. I don't think so. I feel like, if anything, just for his sake, he should go. For United's sake, I think he should go and then just set up something new.
I'm gonna say Pogba should go, not because I don't rate him. I like the guy. I want him to win. Even when he leaves us, I want him to get that Ballon d'Or. I just feel like it's gone too far now in terms of unless he literally comes back. Like what I saw today, you know, just playing. He looked like he was trying to make things happen. He didn't have his head down. If we see that Pogba from now to the end of the season and he comes out and says, I want to stay here, of course you keep him. But if not, just cash in, buy a James Maddison, another centre midfielder, replace that money, change the dynamics of the team. And
you see that's losing quality again. We like, all right, you want Pogba to go for attitude, not for his footballing thing, yeah. But then we're not going to build anything, because if you let someone go because you're not happy with his attitude first, but you're not fixing the real thing that's causing him to have that attitude, which is lack of investment, then we'll only sell Pogba, get Maddison. Maddison won't be happy. We'll have to sell him to get another player, and it's just going to keep on going around and around. But until we get our recruitment correct, we will have top players not being happy at our squad.
I just don't know, because obviously, like, Ollie's had three signings in one window. He's only had one window. I think maybe Pogba and his agent are actually sitting back like, all right, let's see what he brings in. Because if he brings in a Maddison, then I don't mind Pogba in the 6. Take McTominay out or take Fred out. Put Pogba back in the 6. Maddison in front of him. You know, buy a winger. Haaland's come in. Let's talk about that actually. So obviously United, they're linked with Haaland, Erling Haaland from RB Salzburg, and he's a difference to any other striker that we have at United, and he's highly rated. He's wanted by a lot of managers, a lot of coaches around the world. His agent is Mino Raiola as well, though. Which
Pogba's agent, yeah. Wow.
Which I feel there's going to be a link between Pogba leaving and Haaland coming. It might even be a thing where they say, like, yeah, put his price tag down for Pogba, let him go, I'll give you Haaland. Who knows? You never know the politics of football. But with Haaland, do you think he'll be a good signing for United?
He will be a good signing. We need a striker. Like, by striker, I mean a target man. Because we do not have a player. Like, you look at Martial and Rashford, they're skillful players, but they're not strong up front. Like, we had Lukaku, we had to sell him because as much as we were scoring goals in bunches, he was not like the guy that you could depend on. Like, for when you've got a game that you're literally struggling, you need someone like to just get. Haaland is just scoring goals for fun. He's 19
yeah.
Like, he scored about, what was it, 6 goals or how many? Like, for the Norwegian under 23 squad or something.
He's done well in the Champions League.
Done well in the Champions League. First game came out. He's got his hat trick. He's a quality player. Like, he reminds me of Lewandowski. Like, he's built and he's
got a touch as well.
Hits the ball straight. Like, he doesn't waste time when he's in a box, and he's got the height. We don't have height. Like, you see our corners. Like, when we've got a corner, I just look at it and think, like, where's my guy even going up front? Because he's not going to do anything. Like, we don't have people attacking the ball like we intend. Like, we need that striker, brings in play, and also we've got that option for route one when it's go time, because we're struggling and we always want to keep the ball on the floor. But
so you can't please fans, man. Because I remember Tabs was one of the same people when we had Fellaini, and we were hoofing it and was like, wow, we're playing this long ball.
Something. Like, towards the end, yeah, when we're struggling and Fellaini comes on, you knew what time it was. Yeah. We don't have that option anymore. But I didn't like Fellaini starting, and then we were already
plan A. Yeah,
that was literally like, yeah, just hit him. Just hit Fellaini.
Scuff, I haven't seen you since Arteta, you know what I'm saying? So let's talk about it, man. Arteta announced the new Arsenal head coach. How do you feel about the appointment?
Well, I ain't gonna lie. At first, I'm thinking, I'm not too sure about this, considering Arsenal's state of mind. Because how I feel at the moment is that Arsenal needed a short-term fix before a long-term one. Do you get what I'm saying? So I just felt like maybe you needed a proven manager first to just get the ship sailing, even if it was until the end of the season or maybe 2 years or whatever. Then you could bring in Arteta. Do you get what I mean? Especially because he hasn't got no managerial experience at all. And I feel like if there was any team that he should have gone to, it should have been Everton first, and then maybe come to Arsenal afterwards, considering he's a legend and whatever it is. So I feel like it would have made more sense for Arsenal to get a proven manager.
So basically, instead of Ancelotti going to Everton, you would have rather than Ancelotti at Arsenal than Arteta to take over Everton and then see if he could take over Arsenal after. Yeah,
basically. Because to be honest, I'm not against Arteta coming in the future, but it's a huge risk.
I was about to ask you how much work needs to be done. Basically, Arteta he was sitting in the stands You know, he's trying to kick every ball. You can see he's invested. He loves Arsenal. But surely he's sitting there looking at the quality like, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that. I mean, you kept a clean sheet, first clean sheet in a long time.
Yeah.
So was there something for him to build on, or is there a lot of work to do?
Definitely a lot of work to do. Even with a big manager, would have been a lot of work to do. But I feel like what he's gonna have to do is have to get rid of the egos first, innit? So your Ozils and like Louise, all these all the oldies basically. Because I feel like they've come in knowing that he hasn't managed. They're just gonna see it as who's this guy. Even Aubameyang's brother came out talking shit, whatever.
Well, what did he say?
He was saying that Arteta's got no managerial experience. He said it in AFT media, like on the comments. You can check it out. Trust me. He was basically saying that. We're thinking, what's that all about? So even though it's not Aubameyang himself, it's still not a good look. Do you get what I'm saying?
You would never say something that your brother don't co-sign, or your agent, or your client. Because even when Pogba's agent talks, I feel like Pogba's co-signing it. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? But he just can't say it. So that might be how Aubameyang's feeling.
Well, who knows? But to be honest, I feel like Aubameyang knows what the situation is. But I feel like even though he's good, he's also an ego at the club. And I feel like they're not going to really rate Arteta. So I feel like what Arteta's going to have to do, if we're doing this whole long-term thing, is get rid of all the old players, show all the young, hungry ones, put them forward, bring in new imports. Then they'll come into this whole new setup. And then they'll at least have more respect for Arteta. Because if you're bringing in youth players, they're going to be privileged to actually come into the main team. But when you've got certain players that feel like they're bigger than the club and whatever, they're obviously going to kind of disrupt what's going on. And that's not good in my eyes.
So what, are you putting Aubameyang in there?
What, as to be honest...
a disruptor.
You know what?
Because that's your captain right now.
To be honest, yeah, I won't even say he's he's captain, yeah. To be honest, yeah, I won't want to say he's disrupting it as per se. But in the whole dynamic of him going and staying, I feel like his contract, he has to go. I feel like it only makes sense. Use that money elsewhere. He's scoring the goals, but I feel like the whole three with the Pepe, Lacazette, and Aubameyang thing doesn't work.
Yeah, but Lacazette didn't start on. He didn't even come on.
Yeah, I know.
Did he come on?
No, he didn't come on. No. Actually, no, he did actually. He did eventually, yeah. He did, but
it was like for like sub. Aubameyang came off. Yeah. So maybe Arteta's already identifying that I can't play these two together.
Play them two together. So a lot of people get onto me saying that I want him gone. I don't even really want Aubameyang gone, but for what makes sense for the club, because I'm more about a club than the players. I'd rather the players share the goals than one player have it. Because we're now in the dynamic of, you don't want that player to go. But what dilemma would you rather have? A player leave and then your whole team's finished, or a player leave but he shares the goal and then somebody else can take his place? You get what I'm saying? I feel like Man City are good at that as well, as an example. So I feel like if Sterling goes...
Or Aguero's out now.
Yeah. Because their problem is defensive. You know what I mean? So there's always somebody that will come in to kind of take the spot. And the thing with Arsenal, they've never really had a problem with getting goals. And people need to remember this. Arsenal's problem has always been defensive. So if Arsenal then go into the market and use that Aubameyang money on on defensive players, and then Martinelli, he's the second top goal scorer for Arsenal, but people don't understand that. If he was to come in even...
Wait. Who's your second top goal scorer?
Martinelli. He's Arsenal's second top goal scorer.
That's wild.
This is what I'm saying.
Because he came from nowhere and he's already second in the rankings.
Everyone can check it. This is what I'm saying. So my thing is, if Aubameyang goes, cool.
Would you keep Laka? Because I'm hearing Laka's another one that don't want to stay if there's no Champions League.
Doesn't look happy, bro. Lacazette doesn't look happy. Like he's on the bench, sitting there, not being put on, like not starting games where you think like Lacazette should be starting. And when he comes on, he actually does put like pressure. Yeah. Like you see him snatching, hitting shots, like bang bang, but he's not getting the chance.
So I feel like even with Lacazette, to be honest, out of the two, I understand Aubameyang gets your goals, but I feel like Lacazette brings a bit of spirit. I feel like if he comes with a whole Arteta approach, I feel like they should make him the captain. And then even if Martinelli goes on left wing, even though I feel like he's also a striker, even if they was to go for another winger, if need be on the left, just to kind of interchange, I feel like Lacazette would at least bring the team forward. You get what I'm trying to say? And we could say that they get frees up for goals, but even when if Ceballos comes through, I feel like Aubameyang even leaving might even put Pepe on the map a bit more. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But that's my thing, because I'm about the team instead of the player. But Arteta, in order for him to flourish, I think he's going to have to get rid of the egos, your Ozils, maybe even Aubameyang, and then just at least going forward, help the youth, because he ain't going to have a big purse to use to get the most plays. He might have money to spend, but it won't be a lot. So I feel like the money's that they're gonna have to sell players as well as, and so you're gonna have to sell one of your prime players in order to do it. Even if it was Lacazette, but I feel like Lacazette will probably be more of a team player than Aubameyang.
Now, if you want to go down the youth thing, yeah, you have to realize that most of these players that are playing right now, they wouldn't have touched the grass like during Wenger times, yeah, because these guys are not like they're not ready for men's football.
It depends what Wenger times you're talking about, though.
No.
You talking about Wenger's winning times or Wenger
The
last?
winning times. Let's say the winning times. Let's go back to the winning times where you had men playing football. Like these guys will be probably given like 10 minutes. Like you'd only know about a youth player if they're excellent. Like Fabregas. Fabregas had to actually earn his place. It wasn't a situation where he was like, oh yeah, this is a good player. He's Fabregas. Let's put him in. He's come from Spain. He actually had to earn his place.
Basically, playing with the youngsters. Yeah, you have to do the patient game. Yeah. Like you have to do the patient game. You can't expect results then, because you have to basically see them make their mistakes week in week out, inconsistencies. What United's going through basically. Ollie's gone the whole young route, and you can see inconsistency.
If you got a young team playing like these are your starters as youth, they're gonna make mistakes every week. It might not be you today, but it will be your mate. Next week is going to be you. The following week is going to be someone else. But you're not moving forward. And these young players are then put in a situation where they're under pressure every game. They feel like, oh, you know what, I need to perform. That is not good, because before they'll come in for 10 minutes and they're happy
and they have
to
quality
be there.
around them.
Yeah, they're happy to be there, but now they want to prove themselves. So in that 10 minutes, they might make a mistake, but the older guy will come around and say, you know what, next time do it like this. But now if you're the guy that's meant to be the one taking his team to win the league, but you look at Liverpool. How many youth players are in Liverpool's team? None.
I'm gonna get into this though. Now, you want to say about Arsenal and youth players or whatever. Now, if it was like Ancelotti's or like Ancelotti that was there, cool. I wouldn't be talking on the youth term like situation. I'll see it as just get like grown players and
Instant results.
results. Like just get it sorted, whatever. I'm talking about the respect that people are gonna have for Arteta. Number one. Number two, when we're talking about Fabregas and whatnot,
Elaborate on that respect bit. So you're saying the older players ain't really gonna rate him like that. Like, what have you done?
Yeah, basically, I feel like it's a thing of what have you done. But no, I'm not even trying to say the whole squad should be young. I'm saying even if you get rid of old players, bring in new players that are even of maybe mid-age, like in mid-20s, late 20s, whatever, and then get them in. But our old players can't be coached, so just get rid of them and just bring in new players. That's what I'm saying. But going forward in terms of the actual Arsenal team, give them chances on top of that, because I feel like you need a mix and blend. But with guys like Fabregas, the whole reason why with Wenger you were saying is why the young players were playing, well, they weren't playing as much as because the men were cemented. Arsenal's men ain't on nothing. Like they're the weak links. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I feel like the young players can be coached. I'm not saying just bring in all your youth players, but just count on, like, know which ones are dead, get rid of them. Certain ones can still be coached. Bring in like players from, I don't know, like even if it's like Lewis Dunk, do you get what I'm saying, from Brighton, just bring in new grown players if you're gonna bring in anybody. But just offload whatever. And then going forward, I feel like Arteta will gain respect quicker then. I ain't saying it's gonna be a quicker process, but it's a better process for him. But I feel like with Ancelotti, it was probably just gonna bring a mental state of mind forward. Because the senior players will respect him. You can't not. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But with Arteta, you slightly can disrespect him. Do you get what I'm saying? In that sense.
I don't think that's where I don't think his age has got anything to do with it. Like it doesn't matter how old you are as a manager. If you've got that know-how, like if you know what you're doing, like if a player doesn't respect you in your position, like they're out. Doesn't matter. You could be the same age as me, but if you're not respecting me, look at Frank Lampard. He's only like a few years older than most of these players. He's played with some of them that are still in the team. So like you have to look at it and think, okay, age shouldn't be a factor.
You have to come in and stamp your authority.
Yeah, stamp your authority as a manager. I'm the manager. This is my rules, and that's what Arteta's come out and said, even in the press conference in front of everyone. Like, this is how it's gonna go. Is he gonna stick by it? He has to, because he's already put it down that this is what I'm gonna do.
When you got guys that also kicking gloves off and that when they're coming off,
because we say that, yeah, but technically, if we're gonna be realistic, Ljungberg has more experience than Arteta as a manager.
Let's talk about that, because people are saying Arteta, but isn't Arteta and Ljungberg the same person? One's been under the tutelage of Pep. Cool, I understand that, but you know,
Ljungberg's given a pass.
Ljungberg's even managed the under 23s at least.
No, but I was gonna say, yeah, but even when you're talking about when I was saying about Arteta and age, I'm talking experience, innit? Like, they know that Arteta's come from nowhere to not manage and he's coming in. Talking about these old players, they ain't going to respect him. To be honest, Ozil clearly wasn't even respecting Youngberg, but he kind of made his stamp by saying that even if he wasn't injured, he weren't playing anyways. I get it. But I'm just saying that it might
I rate that.
It might just mess up the morale. I'm talking about the morale, because if you've got grown players there and they're standing firm, they ain't gonna listen, and that can mess up the whole team. So just get rid of.
It's already happened with Emery. Like when he wasn't playing Ozil.
But was that the real reason why they weren't playing though? Because his tactics were wrong. There was a lot of things wrong with Emery. So we could say Ozil, but Ozil's not. Ozil was poison in my eyes, isn't it? I hear what you're saying, but when he was playing, what were they doing? Still the same situation in my.
And you were an Ozil guy at one point, I believe.
I think guys keep on forgetting. I was, but this was many years ago. And even when I was, that's because he had credentials behind his name when he was the top assist in that. Maybe after the second season when he started doing bad, I wrote him off. But yeah,
yesterday during the Arsenal game, shout out Kaff, he was at the game and he said sections of the fans of the away section were singing Arsenal Fan TV, get out of our club, yeah. And then after the game, everyone's seen what's happened on social media. They tried to stick it on Robbie, saying, AFTV, get out, blah, blah, blah. Now, I've got a couple Arsenal fans that don't like Arsenal Fan TV at all. They hate it. They say it's toxic, it's a joke, it makes the club a laughing stock, blah, blah, blah. Some even going as far as to say that Arsenal Fan TV is the issue, is the reason Arsenal are going through these issues. Now, where do you lot stand on fan cams and that? Like, is it a scapegoat thing, or is there some truth to it?
There's some truth to it. TalkSport has been there for a long time. Like, I think it's 5 o'clock drive time or something, where fans call in and give their view. But this was now like taken down to like basic club. Like, so you've got each club with its fan TV. So now it's actually the club and fans interacting. Arsenal Fan TV is good because it gives the fans a voice, but then the only reason they hate it is because it became popular when Arsenal were losing, because you had characters on there who were emotional, like real fans like me and you, like where like you be angry at home, like people are at home like going in their rooms, locking themselves in dark rooms because their team is lost. But you could actually see that type of fan.
You're getting a literally immediate reaction from the fans after the game. So it's not like they're interviewing fans the day after the game. They're interviewing fans right outside the stadium just after the result.
These guys haven't seen any replays or nothing. They're just coming out. Like, they haven't been diluted by any commentary, anything. It's literally raw footage of someone coming out, giving their emotions and saying, this is what I want. They didn't hate it because it was part of the time where the Wenger out movement started, this, that. And Arsenal were a laughing stock. So none of them, the people that are hating on that station are hating on it because they've made money out of Arsenal being like a laughing stock. But at the same time, they're forgetting that it's gave fans voice.
But what, do you think it's toxic or not? I think you said yeah.
It's not toxic.
Okay.
I don't think it's toxic. I think it's the truth. It's what people know. Like, it could be something that people talk about in pubs, but now with social media, like, it reaches all over the world.
Alright, now my thing is, it's not toxic. People that say that just don't watch it enough. It's just that simple.
Yeah, because the people that don't like it, I asked, do you watch it? They say no.
Exactly, but and that's the same with that Simon Jordan guy. He's only, because Robbie even asked him, how do you watch our content? He's like, not all the time. But what is AFTV known for when things go wrong? And that's where they get the most views. That ain't AFTV's fault. That's the team's fault, innit? Because if you was playing well, you won't have this problem. Like, everyone talks about AFTV. Robbie only hands people the mic to speak your opinions. Now, if you're gonna have a problem with him for letting people voice their opinions, and you're gonna say that the fans are messing up the club, like, are you serious? Do you gotta think that these fans, they travel long and hard, regular working people, do all these miles to go and see them play? Arsenal having to pay the most for season tickets in Europe, and they go and see their team underperform when you got guys on 350k and whatever. They have every right to be annoyed. Now, if other fans are going to call them toxic for voicing their opinion, then like, your wires are crossed, because what exactly are they doing wrong? Because if they were doing well, would anyone be even talking about AFTV like that?
When Arsenal won that 22 game unbeaten run last season, and I tuned in, I would even say it was the opposite. I'll say the fans were deluded. Like, some of the fans were saying, yeah, we're gonna go for the league, blah blah blah, but it wasn't toxic then. No. So it's only, like we said, it's only toxic when Arsenal are underperforming. However, let me play devil's advocate, because I'm not going to front. when Arsenal lose, the first thing I think of is AFTV is going to be popping. Let me go and see what's going on over there. Yeah. Yes or no, Tabs?
That's true. Because you want.
So as a
I
fan,
laugh at them. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I'm not gonna lie.
So as a fan, because even me, so Man United, we have 2 fan channels. We have United Stand, shout out United Stand, shout out Flex. We have Full-Time Devils. Yeah. Now, during the Mourinho era, when just towards the end of his managerial career, when we were playing very poor and dropping points, I recall Arsenal, Man United fans coming up while the fan channels were on, and they were getting onto Flex saying, "Get this channel out. You lot are just blah blah blah. You're trying to make a living off us failing. You're trying to get views, blah blah blah." But it's not every time United lose though, and those fans are not coming there to try to shut it down when United have come out of the stadium winning. So, like you said, it ties into. As a fan, as a fan, do you want, because that's what I was gonna say. When we were losing, and there was one guy, I can't remember his name on Full-Time Devils. He had that big rant against Moyes.
Moisey.
Yeah, Moisey, blah blah blah. Yeah, people started saying, "Oh yeah, I want to tune into the fan channels," and I was like, "Oh my god!" So I felt away. And I was like, "Nah." So, is there some sort of sympathy for the fans that feel like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, which fans? The people that are saying
that don't want it.
No, reasons why I don't is because you got to think it always bases down to the players, isn't it? Because they're saying it's toxic. Even if it was toxic, my question is, what does that do to the players? Because the players, if they know this is what's going to happen if we don't do it, you buckle up in it.
Fans have come, players have come out. Bellerin came out in the past to say Arsenal Fan TV is not beneficial for the players and the team. Remember, he did say that. He said,
but him saying that, what are they talking about though? Your performances, right? So basically, you're not allowed to be criticized because journalists can do it all the time. They get paid to do that, but people pay to watch you play, but they can't talk about you. Why not?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. And you got.
But then, okay, like I said, I'm playing devil's advocate here. So another accusation is that some fans capitalize off it and try and make a name for themselves. I'm not going to say the names. We all know the big names that have got their own YouTube channels now, and they're doing other things of this. Like some of them have got endorsement deals and sponsorships now, based off Arsenal Fan TV and these ones.
Do they lie when they speak? Are they promoting whatever like brand is sponsoring them? No, they're still saying the same views that they started off with. They still got like, it's literally people are hating on the wrong thing. They're focusing their energy on the wrong thing. The team is playing badly. Like, I will come out and say my team is playing badly. Like, if we were playing good, like they was happy when Obama who, like everything that was good. Yeah. But now it's bad. Like, you want to say that, oh yeah, people are like earning money. Everyone has to earn money. Like,
and to be honest, I don't even think that they've been like, the situation was where they were doing it for money, because you got to think, in the end of the day, when these players, when these fans were voicing their opinions, they don't think they was thinking, oh, we're gonna go in here and make money. It's just the same way how Robbie went and got his camera and said, he's just gonna film people's opinions. It's like, I don't think he even thought it was gonna be as big as it was.
Even if he did, Robbie is an example to many to follow what you love, and eventually you'll monetize. I've got no issue with it. Get your money. Because he follows the club. He's been a fan for years. I mean, season ticket holder.
Doing this from before. They were going to games before AFTV. They were angry before AFTV. Now that it's public and now people are starting to end up gaining some sort of money from it, it's not like they're saying, oh, I'm gonna quit my job.
And also, it's not that the fan comes at the only piece of content on the channel. He's got other content. He's got the podcast. He's got the Blood Brothers, the football league now. So definitely. Yeah.
That's what I mean. So it goes beyond just the opinions of what AFTV is about. That's what it started off as, but it's starting to branch out into different things. And now he's getting money. It's hating, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's just hating because there's nothing. Because that shouldn't ever relate back to what the players are doing. It's as simple as, and I think people even have an issue with Aubameyang being caught with troops or something like that.
See, so Aubameyang's on the other aspect. That's a player that likes the channel. He co-signs troops and that. Lacazette liked Troops' comment when he was like Emery out. So it shows that the players are watching.
Yeah, it's true.
Someone like Xhaka probably hates it. Yeah, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Of course he's gonna hate it because he's, you know what I mean.
So basically is don't be angry at the channel. Focus on yourself.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Because anything that happens, the channel's just gonna project it anyway.
And what makes it worse is that Troops had an interview one time and he said how Lacazette has come to him and said, you know what? I want you to criticize me when I'm doing good. Tell me I'm doing good. If I'm doing bad, I'm doing bad. And there ain't nothing wrong with fans to have an opinion. But I was even gonna get into something else afterwards, but I'll say it.
Like literally, if Arsenal Fan TV, look at this on Sky. They've got a Sunday supplement where journalists sit down, talk about the news, like football, what happened yesterday. It's the same concept. But I think as well, big companies, Sky Sports, BBC, all these, they're probably thinking like we missed out on a big thing here. So like Gary Neville at the start didn't like it. It was like, oh, so like remember when he was Gary Neville was one of the people who hated it until he went and sat down with them, and then realized that it's actually something good, but he still doesn't agree with it. But Arsenal Fan TV is not doing anything that is not being done by anyone else in the world right now. Social media is there for a reason, like to share your opinions.
The dinosaur media have a problem with it, but then again, they're only doing what they do, but they're just getting paid. But these people are doing it for free, and then sometimes if they get an endorsement, people are gonna be mad. Like, why? Do you get what I'm trying to say? And even one more thing when it comes to this whole thing, because people are saying that Arsenal ain't a big club, or are no longer a big club, and they should accept certain things now. My problem will be, and it was always going to be, is that if Arsenal are going to have to pay a lot for season tickets, or the most, they should be granted quality. It's just that simple. So if, when going back to the whole manager situation, why couldn't we go in for a Simeone or whatever? That's how come everyone should be mad at the board. Not even the Cronkies. I'm even like, if they give you the money to spend, there shouldn't be a problem, because Liverpool are a self-sustaining club. No one's mad at them because they done good business, right? But now they're on top, best team in the world, whatever. So now my question is, if people are gonna accept that Arsenal are a small football club, then you reduce the season tickets. It's just as simple as. But that then makes me question that if they're gonna keep on raising it, you raise the quality. You bring in more top class managers. You bring in high class players. It's just that simple.
And Arsenal Fan TV will also project that. The kind of the tone will change. There'll be more support behind the team. And from what I've seen, they're behind Arteta. When I watched the Arsenal Fan TV yesterday, so it's positive there. You said Liverpool, yeah. So we're gonna end on that. Liverpool. I'm gonna say shout out Liverpool, man. As a Man United fan, I'm gonna say shout them out. They won the World Club Championship. They won the final against Flamengo. Extra time. I watched the game. It went late into 90th minute. I think 95th minute, Firmino scored the winner. Are Liverpool the best team in the world?
Well, they've won everything, innit?
No, but you can win everything. But sometimes there might be a team that's just better. Or are they the best club in the world?
They're the best club in the world.
Right now.
Because they got into the finals last season, they didn't exactly make it to the next stage. They was only a point behind winning the Prem last season, but Man City was just that much better. They've carried on last season's form into this season,
Undefeated,
and they ain't lost yet in the Prem, and they've obviously just won in Flamengo. Do you know what I mean? They even win in competitions they didn't even want to be a part of, and they got their kids playing. Like, now that tells you something. So as far as
no, the World Club, they had the big boys that.
No, I'm talking about the Carling.
Oh yeah, when they lost against Aston Villa, but they beat Arsenal. Yeah,
they had to bring their kids out.
Yeah.
So they get invited to events they can't even turn up to. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And I feel like because they're that good, like you have to say they're the best. I think they're the best in the world at the moment. Maybe between this year, they've earned their right. It's not no fluke because they're carrying on last season's form into this season.
You know what? I'm only saying it because I'm a Man United fan. That's why I didn't want to say it. They are the best club in the world. Like they were playing good football, man. I was yesterday. I was having this conversation with someone else and thinking, who's the best player in the Prem at the moment? Is it KDB or Mane? And I was thinking, like,
that's a hard one,
KDB or Mane?
Yeah,
I'll say KDB because he played because he's everywhere, innit? Like he's in the midfield.
But if you said Mane, he won't be angry.
Changes the game. Like if you watch the influence that Mane's got.
Mane is the most important player in the Liverpool team over Salah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things where you're looking at it and you're thinking, wow, like Liverpool actually at the top right
Best defender in the league.
Best defender in the league. Like they've got Trent Alexander, who's got most assists for any right back. Like he's actually
across Europe
as well. So you've got the front three who are so interchangeable.
My question though, how long can this? Can they build from this and they can get better, or have they peaked? And then we're gonna start seeing players. Because I can't remember who it was in the sports group. Someone said it's only a matter of time before the Barca's and that come for the top players in Liverpool. Can Liverpool even say no? We're not selling our players, and we're gonna build.
Well, realistically, I think they can if they just keep the momentum going. Because I feel like the only players that will go there are maybe players that don't feel like they've won something, but they're winning everything. So realistically, why would they want to go? Players will want to come to them now. They could be now one of the teams that are one of their elites because
what's the guy from Salzburg that Liverpool just bought for that 7 mil?
Even that
Minanoto or something like that. Cold player, very good player.
Yeah, I don't really know much on him, but
he's good.
But to be honest, I feel like the way how Liverpool are gonna go about their business is that they ain't gonna have to go out and get a player from Barcelona. I feel like they're gonna just create their talent. If they do sell on, I feel like they can always probably get him replaced because remember Coutinho, he was the main guy at the time. Sold him, got Van Dijk and the keeper Alisson, and now they're even better. So realistically, they're not
Takumi Minamino.
His name,
yeah.
So I feel like players would want to come to them, but I don't think Liverpool are gonna even take them. They're just gonna be like, you know what? We'll just create our own crops or just get our own gems, and then maybe once they've kind of had their time, they might move on. But they'll always have somebody next.
But can you stay on top with that model? That's what I'm saying.
Well, I feel like for the teams that are up now or the elite teams, for them to get there, they started from somewhere, no? Because Barcelona, there wasn't always a big spending club, I'm sure. They just had a good setup and then afterwards they became a great team. I think that maybe your Madrids and Man Cities, whatever, they had to kind of, but how do you build your brand? That's how I question it because...
Liverpool?
No, but Liverpool's not bringing anyone from the youth like that, though.
No, when I say bringing up players, I mean as in like bringing up players that ain't exactly the most expensive. But either way, they're still kind of coaching up players and then selling...
Yeah, so you're saying buying players with potential and making...
But I don't think that's what they're looking to do now. They're looking to cement players. Like, you come in to play for us. Like, look at Mino, innit? Yeah. They basically saw him play against them. He killed them. Like, what have they done?
What a game.
They've literally gone and said, you know what, we're getting this player. Straight, done the business, come in, that's it. Because they know his quality and they're building. Like, when you look at Liverpool, they've got Lallana. So if they saw Lallana, put that kid in, like, that's a good replacement. Because now you've got that situation again where, like, if you look at Man City, like, look at Liverpool, they've got two players fighting for each position every time. So
when the midfield, I was one of the people that are saying when Fabinho went out, I was like, boy, we're gonna see how they cope. But Keita came in and nothing's changed. Like,
who's injured? Salah was injured. Who comes in? Origi. What does he do? Scores hat-tricks. Like, it's just like, it's literally like symmetrical. Like, they just come in and like the players that are playing for a reason. Then the players on the bench know that, you know what, for me to get into that squad, I have to work. So when they get in, they're working. Whereas if you've got players who are just in the squad because, you know what, there's no one else, who can we get? Or like, get someone from the under 23 to come and fill in. Like, they know that.
Let me ask though, yeah? Because you see what you just said there. You're not lying. Do you think Pep knows that? Because Pep, if we're gonna really deep it properly, Pep ran away from Klopp in the Bundesliga, He left Bayern while Klopp was still at Dortmund because they were battling. I remember vividly.
Also, you think he's trying to jump ship?
And I'm thinking, boy, he's looking at it now. He's been here for a long time now, and Klopp is here, and he might be looking at this Liverpool team like, boy, this team are ascending. Unless I'm going to invest in this team and invest my time and energy again and go again, he might be ducking it because I'm hearing Pep is not looking to renew his contract. But who knows? He might renew his contract and he might fight. But if he does leave, I'm gonna go out on my neck and say it live. He's ducked the fade. He's ducked the smoke, and that's cowardly. Because trust me, if Klopp is not going anywhere, it seems like, and it looks like Liverpool's building. Yeah.
But he said he's not signing a new contract.
Who's not signing a new contract?
Klopp says something about when they asked him, "Are you going to renew your contract?" I don't know. Like, he's just gonna.
Yeah, but that might just be. Who knows?
I hear what you're saying. Yeah. But technically, I feel like if he was to leave, he's kind of accomplished the mission of getting them the Champions League in the Prem.
Who?
No, Klopp. If he.
Oh, I thought about Pep.
Because he's won what he had to.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Pep though. If Pep leaves City now,
if he leaves. I'd say he's ducking it. No, I'm thinking. I hear what you're saying, but then again, he's won the Prem not while this Liverpool. Okay, last season, but a point literally.
a point.
But they
From where
still won
they
it.
were.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Liverpool were ahead by Christmas. Like, remember, Liverpool had, was it 7 points?
Yeah, so you got
Like, so he
ducking
came
it,
from
yeah.
he
So
came from behind.
Yeah, Pep rose from behind. So realistically,
Yeah, he had to fight. He had to
No,
dig
but-
deep. You saw the City documentary, bro. They fought hard.
they fought, but then again, did he duck? But he ain't ducking him. Like you're winning. Like you're.
But now it's obviously 1-1. If you look at it now, like this Liverpool side, you won last season. It looks like Liverpool's gonna win this season.
I feel like wait, how many years he got in his contract?
I don't even know.
If it's not 1 year, then he'll probably be there for the next, and that'll probably be his last. If it's maybe 1 year left or whatever.
But then the thing is, Liverpool have come from behind. They've won Champions League. They've been to 2 Champions League finals. Yeah. Then they're looking like they're gonna win the league. Pepe's only won the league. Like he's only big in his manner. Like Liverpool are doing it.
Same thing as Bayern. He only won the Bundesliga with Bayern. Didn't win Champions League.
Yeah. So like that's another thing because this guy has not won Champions League since he left Barcelona.
He's going for that this season. 100%. He's going for that this season. 100%.
They've
City
been
are going.
saying it. How long have City been saying it?
Oh, City are gonna.
It's true because what else ain't they won?
Yeah.
So you could only really go for that realistically.
And
So-
he's clocked that they're third. Leicester are even above them right now in the league.
Yeah, it's true.
So it's not even like they're going head to head. City are pushing it, but Liverpool haven't lost a game all season. Yeah, it's mad, man. It's mad. But yeah, that's it. Another week of football. Nah, start sub so with that. I ain't got time for that right now. But yeah, do you want to do one quickly? Start sub so on the spot. I haven't got one in mind. Choose a position and I'll pick 3 players. Just choose a position.
Midfield.
Midfield. Now we bang at midfield, man. You know what? Let's do winger. Let's do winger. I'll say Mane, Sancho, and Sterling. Start sub sell. You got to start one. You got to sub one. You got to sell one. Mane, Sancho, and Sterling.
Probably Mane. Probably in that same order, you know. Mane, Sancho, Sterling, because Sancho's got a brighter future than. Well, I like to say than Sterling because he's only 19, isn't it? So
No. I'm not talking about who would you have in your team. I'm talking about one game final. You need to win this game. One's got to go. One's got to be benched. And one's got to start.
shit. Mane. I still start Mane. Sterling and Sancho.
Oh, you sell Sancho.
Only because it's like. Well, to be honest, I can't think.
He's shuffling.
Because I'm clocking what you mean now. Like what it's about.
That's why I start sub so.
Yeah.
I want to bear in mind. I'm the one that listen. Team Talk created this. Shout out the other podcasts and the other YouTube channels that I see doing this. Yeah, you're paying homage. We started it.
No, but it's the one. Because you're saying the one game. I thought you just meant in gen.
one game.
The one game. The only reason why, because I feel like Mane and what's his name, Sterling have been in bigger predicaments than Sancho has. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But
They've been there.
Because Sancho has potential. Not to say he ain't gonna be world class. He could be, but he's got potential that others are kind of proving themselves. So I have to be Mane. Then.
See,
I'm going Mane, Sancho, Sterling. Reason why?
you sell Sterling.
Yeah, I'll sell Sterling.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know why. Sancho,
I know why.
Sancho would literally get on the game and change it. Sterling is the kind of guy when he starts, he kind of like he goes with the flow of the game. Then he takes it to wherever he wants to go. But he's not the kind of guy that I can rely on, like to create something. Sancho will create something. Mane takes the game.
Mane say no more, man.
Controls it. You can't sell him. Like you can't sub him. You can't put him anywhere. Sancho will change the game for you.
Yeah.
But then again, I was gonna say, but Sterling creates space and off the ball movement is very important in the game.
In this day and age, right now, more than ever, it seems like off the ball running is key.
There you go. So for that purpose, he brings something different from what Mane do. I mean, from what Sancho may do. They're Sterling and Sancho. He might bring something different, but I guess it depends on the whole lineup. But that's very technical when you think about it. Yeah.
Alright, well, that was a good one. Alright, so next week, lads. Thank you for listening, people. We'll be here next week. There's a lot of football, midweek games. The Christmas period has a lot of fixtures, so yeah, join us next week. Peace and love. 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 Peace and love.